So apparently Virginia Giuffre has been given just 4 days to live. Now, for those of you who don't remember, or I don't know, perhaps never knew who Virginia Giuffre is, or was, or I guess in a couple of days will have been, she's the woman, the lady of the night, shall we say, who accused Prince Andrew of some illicit activities.
First time in London, I was so young. Ghislaine woke me up in the morning and said, "You're going to meet a prince today." I didn't know at that point that I was going to be trafficked to that prince.
So what exactly did you think was going to happen, Virginia Giuffre? I mean, did you believe that you were in London as a 17-year-old, so you claim, on business? Were you under the illusion that you were some kind of foreign dignitary? The French ambassador. The Lady Giuffre, Your Highness. Of course they were trafficking you, if this ever happened, of course.
And then that night, Prince Andrew came to her house in London, and we went out to Club Tramp. Prince Andrew got me alcohol. It was in the VIP section. I'm pretty sure it was vodka.
It's so funny when Americans talk about alcohol as though it's crack cocaine. Look, a 17-year-old girl going to a club and drinking some vodka in the UK is like, that's late, basically. We start much earlier than that.
Prince Andrew was like, "Let's dance together," and I was like, "Okay," and we leave Club Tramp, and I hop in the car with Ghislaine and Jeffrey, and Ghislaine said, "He's coming back to the house, and I want you to do for him what you do for Epstein."
That doesn't sound like a thing that really Are you lying, Virginia Giuffre? Right? I don't want to gaslight. I don't want to victim blame, okay? God knows that's not what the Daniel Boland show's all about. But I've just got to say, it doesn't quite sound plausible, that story, you know? He took me to a club, gave me WKD, basically fentanyl, right? And then Ghislaine Maxwell got me in a car and said, "I want you to do for him what you do for Epstein." Yes, I call my own husband Epstein as though he were Voldemort or something. Very weird choice of words, that's all I'm saying, okay?
I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that even royalty were involved.
You know, I'd never heard these interviews with Virginia Giuffre, but I've got to say, it sounds like complete horseshit.
Which it is.
Just, you know, the way she's saying it. Oh, I couldn't believe it was the royal family too. As though that would be the thing that strikes you after, as a 17-year-old, being trafficked all over the world by all of the world's most famous celebrities. At that age, that's the thing that would stand out. That would strike you, go, no, I refuse to believe, not Prince Andrew. Pull the other one, sausage. I ain't buying it. And you'll see why. Not my cynicism, my healthy skepticism is more than understandable, justified, as this video unfolds. Let's get into it.
Who's Daniel Boland? Oh, Daniel Boland, this is a heavy hitter. Do you guys know who this is?
So all the drama started a couple of days ago on Monday when Virginia Giuffre shared this photo to her Instagram page, and as you can see, it's very sus looking. Now, despite that image being about as convincing as my 6-year-old son when he doesn't want to go to school in the morning, I do understand how people see Virginia Giuffre all battered up and think, oh my God, it's happened again. She was Clinton, she was Epsteined, right? I understand, but for God's sake, take the tinfoil hat off for once and use your imagination, okay? Look at the text that accompanied the image.
This year has been the worst start to a new year.
For fuck's sake, it's April, love, all right? You need to get over it. It ain't the new year no more, all right? It's 2025 and has been for fucking ages. Sorry, it just really bothers me, you know, people who don't know that it's a year. yet, after it's been the year for months.
I won't bore anyone with the details, but I think it is important to note that when a school bus driver comes driving at you at 110 kilometers an hour as we were slowing for a turn, that no matter what your car is made of, it may as well be a tin can.
Ah, that's nice to see. The famous Giuffre wit hasn't abandoned old Virginia, even on her deathbed. She's making light of getting smashed into the next realm by a runaway school bus on a Sunday for some reason. But I guess some people are just built that way. I guess she developed that tough get up and go attitude as a coping mechanism after all of those years on the game.
I've gone into kidney renal failure. They've given me 4 days to live.
Give it to me straight, Doc. How long do I got? One, take the 3. 4 days. Yes, that's how hospitals work.
I'm ready to go. Just not until I see my babies one last time. But you know what they say about wishes?
No, what do they say about wishes, Virginia?
Shit in one hand and wish in the other, and I guarantee it's still going to be shit at the end of the day.
Oh, yes. That old adage. That old chestnut.
Thank you all for being the wonderful people of the world and for being a great part of my life. God bless you all, Virginia.
God bless us, everyone.
So, right from the get-go, I was very suspicious of this Virginia Giuffre post. Posting to her Instagram page in this sort of whimsical, light-hearted tone about how she's been given exactly 4 days to live. It just seemed very strange. The whole tone of it, turns out if a school bus hits you at 110k, you might as well be in a tin can. Well, catch you on the other side, guys. Good night, God bless. Nah, no, something didn't ring true about that. Also, the image is very strange. I mean, it does appear as though she is in a hospital bed. That seems to be true, perhaps, but there aren't sort of tubes coming out of her and everything like you might expect if you'd been given 4 days to live. I mean, I know there's like a heart monitor patch there on her chest, and I don't know, either she's got a really good makeup artist or her face does look kind of battered up. But if she's writing that Instagram post, why does she look like she's in a coma? She looks unresponsive with her eyes sort of half open. She looks like she's playing a corpse in a movie. Now, you know how much I hate false dichotomies, but it really does seem to me it's a kind of either or between, well, we've got to look out for those school buses at 110 or, right? Which is it? Oh, you might as well be in a tin can or, it's got to be one or the other, surely.
Police in Australia appear to have disputed a claim made by Prince Andrew's accuser, Virginia Giuffre, that she was involved in a serious crash which has left her with just days to live.
Oh.
The 41-year-old, who previously alleged that the Duke of York had assaulted her when she was a teenager, wrote on Instagram yesterday that her car had collided with a school bus. Well, Lady Pitt is here. There are some conflicting details in this, aren't there?
Yes, it's a bit confusing, Mary, because in her post online, Virginia Giuffre said that she's gone into kidney renal failure and is being transferred to a specialist urology hospital. And she's posted a photo where she appears to be in a hospital bed and has quite severe bruising to her face. She goes on to say that she has 4 days to live after a crash with the school bus near to her home in Perth in Australia. Now, Western Australia police explained they know of a minor crash between a school bus and a car that was reported by the bus driver the following day, but there were no reported injuries to them as a result of the crash. Here's what the officers have said.
I do know there was an accident on the 24th of March. It was a bus with another vehicle.
And was there any passengers on the bus at the time, are you aware?
I'm not aware of passengers on the bus, but certainly the bus driver reported it as he was required to do and in the right time frames. And I'm advised it was about $2,000 damage in the vehicle, not aware of any injuries.
Now, separately, a spokesperson for the East Metropolitan Health Service has told Australian media that Miss Giuffre is not at any of their facilities. Virginia Giuffre sued Prince Andrew with allegations of assaulting her when she was 17 years old. She claimed to have been trafficked by convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein, who was a friend of the Duke of York. Now, Prince Andrew has always denied the allegations of assault, and he did settle the case out of court, with the Prince paying Miss Giuffre an undisclosed sum.
Now, I've got no idea whether the Prince Andrew stuff is true or not. Obviously, he was close to Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, and they seem to have got up to some pretty freaky stuff. So I mean, he could be involved. But the thing with Virginia Giuffre is, and I know you're going to scream ad hominem, aren't you? You're all going to be ad hominem in the comments. But from what I know, she's estranged from her entire family, from her kids that she mentions in this post. It seems to me like a bit of emotional blackmail. Now, I don't know, but it's all very suspicious, right? And as you get older, you do meet people like this who pretend to be ill, who pretend to be dying, who pretend to... they'll do anything for the attention that they believe they deserve. And she strikes me as that sort of person. Even if it was true that she'd been hit by a car, that Instagram post is very strange. And now she's apparently claiming that she mistakenly posted this to Instagram, that she didn't mean to. She meant to share it with her private Facebook page, which I don't know how that's any better. However, a spokesperson for Virginia does claim that she really is in a serious condition in hospital, despite what all of the hospitals in the area have said, that they have no record of a Virginia Giuffre. And all of this comes, just by coincidence, I guess, a week before she is due in court for breaching a family violence restraining order. So, you know, not a happy home life. Like I say, she seems to have a lot of personal things going on, and if she has got a restraining order from her apparently estranged husband and estranged kids, she can't go near them, this would be the kind of behaviour you might expect from one of those kinds of people. I don't know. How long have you been out in society? Haven't you met people who follow these patterns? The ones that don't have any family, they don't have any childhood friends, they don't have anything. They just sort of go through life, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. I don't know if that's the case with Virginia Giuffre, Lady Giuffre, Ambassadeur. But I can tell you what Ghislaine Maxwell thinks of her. And you might say Ghislaine Maxwell, not the most trustworthy woman in the world, but... at the same time, not got much left to lose, really. She's probably going to spend the rest of her life in prison. So, this is what she had to say.
Her stories have changed so many times about what happens, when it happens, how it happens, with different versions. And each time she speaks, there's a different version. In fact, if you look at her BBC interview on the Panorama, I believe she says that he, or I can't remember, either he or actually that he puked on her face. That's the only time she's ever said that.
I've read a lot of her deposition, and in her deposition, her statements are very categorical, and her stories are very detailed and elaborate. If her memory is so poor, then how can you rely on anything that she says? So I don't know on which it is, whether her memory is so bad that you can't really credit anything she says, or it's more disingenuous than that. I can't obviously tell you which it is, only she knows definitively the answer to that. You know, and like I said, I think once you retract on two men that you make claims against on the grounds that your memory is faulty, like I said, I think that, you know, you have to question everything that she says.
Yeah, don't worry, Ghislaine. I'll make sure that I never trust another word that comes out of Lady Giuffre's mouth ever again. She's another nemesis of the Daniel Boland show. Ghislaine Maxwell is now in my good books, and I think we can safely say I am on the right side of history. You know? I've got to say, in a way, histrionic, nightmarish people like Virginia Giuffre bother me a lot more than these supervillains like Ghislaine Maxwell. You know, I'm not saying I've got more in common with Ghislaine Maxwell, but I think we might, you know, hit it off a little bit better. That's, yep. That's a good image to leave people with. All right, I think that's enough for today's video. There's a lovely outro video coming up, though. I'll just remind you before you go, if you've had a good time at any point in today's video, hit like, let the universe, let the algorithm know what a lovely time you've had. And what else? Oh, yeah, check out my social media. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on X, so that you know when I bring out a new video. If you want to help out with the channel even further, you can click the link to my Patreon, which is also under this video. And nothing else. Nothing at all. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.